Distract yourself from the drabness of everyday life and immerse yourself in the world of exciting adventures of this series, can be a great solution. Such series always evoke strong emotions. And sometimes we are so penetrated by the plot that we worry about the characters, as if they were members of our own family. Undoubtedly, each episode will take its place in the structure of the narrative and can even be long remembered. And watching it may well become a pleasant memory and a wonderful pastime. According to official sources, the new episode will be released in the very near future. The premiere show is scheduled for July 11th. Without hesitation, we mark this day in the calendar. A series like this may well draw a huge number of viewers to the screen thanks to a surprisingly good story and great actors. Be patient, and I think it will be worth it in the end. In every great film or television series, there is always a cast of characters that we root for, admire, and identify with. But what about the characters that we hate? These are the negative characters, and they play an essential role in captivating audiences and keeping them on the edge of their seats. Negative characters are the antithesis of the hero. They are often the ones that create the tension and conflict in the story, whether it's through their scheming and manipulation, their aggression, or their twisted worldviews. And yet, we can't help but be fascinated by them. Perhaps it's because they represent a dark side of human nature that we are all capable of but rarely acknowledge. Or maybe it's simply the thrill of watching someone who operates outside of societal norms and rules. Regardless of the reason, negative characters have become an essential part of storytelling. What makes a great negative character? It's not just about being evil. The best negative characters are those that have depth and complexity, who we can understand on some level even if we don't agree with their actions. They have a backstory that explains their motivations, and their actions are often driven by a sense of desperation, pain, or trauma. They are fully fleshed out characters, not just cardboard cutouts designed to be booed at. Negative characters also provide an opportunity for actors to showcase their range and talent. Playing a villain or anti-hero allows actors to explore darker emotions and motivations that they might not get to explore in more traditional heroic roles. Playing a negative character can be a double-edged sword for actors. On one hand, it can be a great opportunity to showcase their range and talent, as well as to connect with audiences in a new and exciting way. On the other hand, it can also be difficult to shake off the negative associations that come with playing a villain or anti-hero. This phenomenon can be both a blessing and a curse for actors. On the one hand, it can help to establish their legacy and cement their place in popular culture. On the other hand, it can also limit their opportunities and make it difficult for them to be taken seriously in other roles. That's why it's so important for actors to carefully consider the types of roles they take on and to make sure they have a diverse range of characters in their portfolio. Ultimately, though, it's the mark of a truly great actor to be able to transcend their negative characters and create new and memorable performances that stand on their own. Just because an actor is associated with a particular role doesn't mean they can't break out of that mold and surprise audiences with something completely different. That's what makes the world of film and television so exciting and unpredictable. In recent years, the entertainment industry has seen a remarkable trend in remaking classic movies and TV shows. From beloved childhood favorites to cult classics, remakes seem to be everywhere these days. This surge in remakes has sparked a debate among viewers and critics alike, with some praising the new interpretations and others criticizing them as lazy attempts at cashing in on nostalgia. So, what's driving this trend? One factor is undoubtedly the power of nostalgia. We all have memories of watching certain movies or shows with family and friends, and the opportunity to revisit those memories can be irresistible. Remakes allow us to relive those experiences while enjoying modern production values and updated storylines. But nostalgia alone cannot explain the widespread appeal of remakes. Another reason for their popularity is the way they can breathe new life into familiar stories. A great remake can take a beloved classic and make it feel fresh and relevant for a new generation. By updating the setting, characters, or themes, a remake can tap into current cultural trends and connect with younger viewers in ways that the original may not have. Of course, not all remakes are created equal. Some are poorly executed and fail to capture the magic of the original. The best remakes strike a balance between honoring the source material and bringing something new to the table. The recent surge in remakes is a complex phenomenon that speaks to our nostalgia, our desire for fresh takes on familiar stories. Whether you love them or hate them, remakes are here to stay. And it will be fascinating to see how they continue to evolve in the years to come. There's no denying it, actors are some of the highest paid professionals in the entertainment industry. While some actors command massive paychecks that reach into the tens of millions of dollars, others struggle to make ends meet. In fact, the vast majority of actors earn very little money from their craft, with only a select few reaching the upper echelons of fame and fortune. So what determines an actor's salary? There are a variety of factors that come into play, including their level of experience, the size and scope of the project they're working on, and even their personal brand and reputation. But what about up-and-coming actors who haven't yet achieved that level of fame and recognition? Well, their salaries can vary widely depending on the project they're working on. Independent films, for example, often have much smaller budgets than blockbuster movies, which means actors may need to take a pay cut in order to be involved in the project. And then there are the actors who work in theater, where salaries can be even more unpredictable. While some Broadway stars can make upwards of $100,000 per week, many actors in regional theaters or off-Broadway productions earn much less, sometimes as little as a few $100s per week. Of course, actors aren't the only ones earning money in the entertainment industry. Directors, producers, and screenwriters also command high salaries, and even the crew members who work behind the scenes can earn a decent living. But there's no denying that actors are the public face of the industry, and as such, they often bear the brunt of criticism when salaries are discussed. It's not just about the size of the paycheck, either. Actors may also negotiate for additional perks such as a percentage of the profits, bonuses for hitting certain milestones, or even ownership rights in the production. Traditionally, actors have been paid a flat fee for their work. This fee would be negotiated before the production began, and the actor would receive it regardless of how successful the project turned out to be. But in recent years, a new trend has emerged, paying actors a percentage of the profits. On the surface, this might seem like a fairer way of compensating actors. After all, if the project does well, then the actors who worked on it should share in that success. But as with most things in the entertainment industry, it's not quite that simple. For starters, not every project is guaranteed to make a profit. In fact, many projects never make back their production costs, let alone turn a profit. In these cases, the actors who worked on the project would be left with nothing, even if they had put in months of hard work. Despite these challenges, many actors are still willing to take the risk of being paid a percentage of the profits. For one thing, it can be a great way to earn more money if the project does well. But beyond that, it can also be a way for actors to demonstrate their faith in a project and show that they're willing to put in the hard work to make it a success. Writing scripts for movies and TV series is a lot of work. When you watch a great movie or binge a captivating TV series, you're not just seeing the finished product. You're seeing the result of countless hours of hard work by screenwriters, who must create an engaging story, develop compelling characters, and craft realistic dialogue that not only drives the plot but also captures the attention of viewers. It takes a lot of hard work, dedication, and creativity to create a compelling story that will capture the audience's attention and keep them engaged from start to finish. The job of a screenwriter is not just about putting words on paper. It's about crafting a narrative that will come to life on the big screen or in the living room. Screenwriting is an art form that requires a deep understanding of the medium. Unlike novels, screenplays must tell a story visually, using dialogue and action to convey meaning and emotion. Screenwriters must also keep in mind the time constraints of the medium, as most movies and TV episodes have a runtime of less than 2 hours or less than an hour, respectively. Of course, the writing process itself is only one part of the equation. Once a script is written, it must go through numerous rounds of revisions and edits, with feedback from producers, directors, and actors. And even after a script is finalized, it may undergo further changes during filming, with dialogue and scenes being rewritten on the fly. Another key aspect of screenwriting is mastering the art of dialogue. Screenwriters must be able to write dialogue that feels natural and realistic, while also serving to move the plot forward and reveal character traits. They must also be able to write memorable one-liners and quips that audiences will remember long after the credits roll. One of the biggest challenges of writing scripts is creating compelling characters. Whether it's a flawed hero, a charming villain, or a quirky sidekick, each character must be fully realized with their own backstory, motivations, and personality traits. Finally, writers must also be mindful of the production and budgetary constraints of their script. Writing an action-packed, globe-trotting adventure may sound exciting, but if the budget doesn't allow for exotic locations and expensive stunts, the script will never make it to the big screen. Writers must be creative and find ways to tell their story within the limitations of the production budget. From coming up with a unique idea to crafting well-rounded characters, engaging dialogue, and an enthralling plot, there are many unobvious difficulties that writers must overcome. But with dedication, hard work, and a little bit of luck, anyone can write a script that captivates audiences and stands the test of time. The world of cinema has undergone a tremendous transformation in recent years. With advancements in technology and the changing needs of moviegoers, the film industry has had to adapt to remain relevant. Gone are the days when a simple plot and good acting were enough to please audiences. Today's moviegoers demand more from their cinematic experience, and filmmakers have had to respond accordingly. One of the most significant changes in the needs of moviegoers has been the rise of immersive experiences. Today's audiences want to be fully engrossed in the story they're watching, and filmmakers have responded with cutting-edge special effects, 3D technology, and high-definition screens. The result is a more intense and engaging cinematic experience that allows viewers to feel as though they are a part of the action. Another key change in the needs of moviegoers is the desire for diverse representation. In the past, Hollywood was notorious for its lack of diversity, with films often featuring primarily white, male protagonists. Today's audiences want to see themselves reflected on the big screen, and filmmakers have responded with more diverse casting and storytelling. The rise of streaming services has also impacted the needs of moviegoers. With the convenience of on-demand viewing, moviegoers have come to expect more options and flexibility in their cinematic experience. Streaming services have responded by creating their own content and offering a wider range of films and TV shows than traditional cinemas. This has created more opportunities for independent filmmakers and has given audiences access to a wider range of stories. Finally, social media has had a significant impact on the needs of moviegoers. Today's audiences are more connected than ever, and social media has made it easier for them to share their thoughts and opinions on films. This has created a demand for more socially conscious and politically aware films, as audiences want to see stories that reflect their values and beliefs. Filmmakers who can meet these needs are sure to thrive in this rapidly evolving industry. Making a film is no small feat. From the scriptwriting to the casting, every step requires effort and, of course, money. And as we all know, the bigger the film, the bigger the budget. But with the rise of indie films and the democratization of filmmaking equipment, is it possible to make films cheaper without compromising on quality? Let's take a look at some of the costs that go into making a film. First and foremost, there's the cost of talent. A-list actors and directors don't come cheap, and their salaries can account for a significant portion of the budget. Then there are the production costs, costumes, sets, special effects, and so on. And let's not forget about the marketing costs, which can easily run into the millions of dollars. But perhaps the biggest game changer in making films cheaper has been the rise of digital technology. With the advent of affordable digital cameras and editing software, filmmakers no longer need to rely on expensive film stock or post-production facilities. This has opened up a whole new world of possibilities for independent filmmakers who can now produce high-quality films with relatively low budgets. Of course, there will always be big-budget blockbusters that require millions of dollars to make. But the democratization of filmmaking has given rise to a new generation of filmmakers who are using creativity and resourcefulness to produce films that are just as compelling, if not more so, than their big-budget counterparts. Moreover, making films cheaper doesn't necessarily mean sacrificing artistic vision. In fact, having a limited budget can force filmmakers to be more creative and think outside the box. They can explore unconventional storytelling methods, use practical effects instead of expensive CGI, and rely on sound design to create atmosphere instead of expensive set pieces. This can lead to films that are more original and memorable, as they stand out from the crowd of big-budget blockbusters. Hollywood studios tend to play it safe and stick to tried-and-true formulas, as they are reluctant to invest millions of dollars in untested concepts. But indie filmmakers can afford to take chances and push the boundaries of the medium. This can lead to groundbreaking films that challenge our assumptions and expand our horizons. Imagine this: you've been waiting for months to watch the latest blockbuster movie that everyone's been raving about. You've managed to avoid all the trailers, teasers, and news articles about it, just so you can experience the excitement and suspense for yourself. Finally, the day arrives, and you head to the theater with your friends, eager to see what all the fuss is about. But then, you hear someone loudly discussing the plot twists and ending of the movie. Your heart sinks as you realize that the surprise has been completely ruined for you. You may feel angry, disappointed, or even robbed of the experience you were looking forward to. But why do spoilers have such a negative impact on viewers? The answer lies in our natural inclination toward suspense and surprise. As humans, we enjoy the feeling of not knowing what's going to happen next, and we like to be kept on the edge of our seats. When a spoiler reveals key plot points or twists, it takes away that element of surprise, and the experience is no longer as enjoyable. In fact, some studies have shown that spoilers can actually enhance the viewing experience for certain people. For example, some viewers may prefer to know what's going to happen in a movie or TV show before they watch it, so they can focus more on the details and subtleties of the story. However, this is a personal preference and not a solution that works for everyone. Movies and TV shows have always been a powerful medium of storytelling and entertainment. But beyond their primary purpose, they also have the power to influence the behavior, opinions, and lifestyles of viewers in different parts of the world. From shaping political views to setting fashion trends, media has the ability to impact our lives in a myriad of ways. One of the most significant ways in which movies and TV shows influence viewers is by creating cultural icons and heroes. These characters become role models for viewers, shaping their values and attitudes towards different aspects of life. Another way in which media influences viewers is by shaping their perception of the world. News and current affairs programs have the power to sway public opinion on various issues, from political ideologies to social movements. Similarly, fictional movies and TV shows can also create stereotypes and prejudices that can influence the way viewers perceive different cultures and races. The impact of cultural icons and heroes extends beyond entertainment and can have real-world consequences. For instance, the representation of different cultures, races, and genders on screen can influence societal attitudes towards these groups. Positive representation can challenge stereotypes and promote empathy, while negative representation can perpetuate harmful biases and discrimination. Furthermore, cultural icons and heroes can also influence consumer behavior, particularly in the fashion and beauty industry. For instance, the popularity of a particular hairstyle, clothing item, or makeup trend on screen can lead to an increase in sales of these products. Similarly, the portrayal of certain lifestyles and values on screen can shape consumer choices, such as the decision to adopt a vegetarian or vegan lifestyle. One often overlooked aspect of the production is sound recording, which plays a critical role in the final product. Capturing sound during filming is a delicate art that requires a skilled team of professionals. From the assistant operator who holds a microphone on a long pole to capture dialogue, to the sound mixer who balances the levels of different audio tracks, every member of the sound crew plays an important role. But capturing sound isn't always easy. Ambient noise, like the hum of an air conditioner or the whir of a passing plane, can interfere with dialogue. Actors who move around on set can create unwanted sounds that distract from the scene. And outdoor shoots can be particularly challenging, as wind, rain, and other elements can wreak havoc on audio quality. Despite these challenges, sound recording is an essential component of filmmaking. And thanks to advancements in technology, the process has become more precise and nuanced than ever before. From advanced microphones to sophisticated software, sound professionals have an array of tools at their disposal to capture the perfect audio. Indeed, sound recording is often an underappreciated aspect of filmmaking, but without it, the final product would be incomplete. The audio elements of a production can make or break a scene, with poorly recorded or mixed audio drawing the viewer out of the story and detracting from the overall experience. In addition to its importance in film and TV, sound recording also plays a crucial role in other forms of media, such as podcasts, video games, and virtual reality experiences. Each medium presents its own unique challenges, but the principles of sound recording remain the same, capturing and manipulating audio to create an immersive and engaging experience for the audience. Sound recording is not just a technical process, it is an art form that requires creativity, intuition, and a deep understanding of the emotional impact of sound. From the subtle rustling of leaves to the thunderous roar of an explosion, every sound has the power to evoke a particular emotion and enhance the story being told on screen. In a world where technology is constantly advancing, sound professionals must continue to adapt and innovate to keep up with the ever-changing demands of the industry. Their artistry and expertise may go unnoticed, but their contribution to the final product is immeasurable. Lights dim, popcorn in hand, anticipation building as the opening credits roll. Watching a movie or TV show is a beloved pastime for many, but there are times when it's best to just press stop and move on. How can you tell when a movie or show is just not worth your time? Here are some signs to watch out for. First and foremost, if the plot doesn't grab you within the first 15 minutes, it's probably not going to get any better. We've all been guilty of sticking with a movie or show, hoping it will improve, but more often than not, it just becomes a waste of time. If you're not hooked early on, it's time to switch to something else. If you find yourself checking your phone or getting distracted while watching, it's a sign that the movie or show isn't holding your attention. You may be tempted to multitask, but if you're not fully invested in the story, you'll miss out on key details. Finally, pay attention to the overall tone of the movie or show. If it's too dark, violent, or depressing, it may not be worth your time. You don't want to leave a movie or show feeling worse than when you started. Choosing a movie or TV show can be a daunting task, but by considering your mood, interests, reviews, and recommendations, you can find the perfect pick for your next viewing experience. So why settle for the same old thing when there's a whole world of entertainment out there waiting for you to explore?